Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
He's at the 20.
They should stop this one.
What you got? Domination! Snot bubbles!
He throws. Complete. Touchdown. They've got him again. They've got him again. Sack.
Crumpler, what a throw, what a hit, what a catch.
Defense is just way too much for the count.
It's caught by Alshon Jeffrey for a touchdown.
Pushes. Touchdown. Jalen Hunt. Touchdown. A.J. Brown. A run. He's going to score.
It's a touchdown by Nick Foles. The train is in the end zone. Touchdown. Torrey Smith in for the touchdown is Jeffrey in. Touchdown. Jalen Hurts.
So the Eagles will keep the tush push as the NFL held their annual owners meeting in Minnesota, in which the tush push was the highlighted topic of the day. The Packers and their president, Mark Murphy, proposing a ban for the play a day before the owners meeting, met up to speak about it. And as soon as it was proposed, you already know, teams immediately began voting against it. But that came to no avail as the Packers couldn't rally enough votes to get the play banned. The amount of votes needed was 24 and the votes were 22 to 10, ironically, and quite hilarious, which is the same score. The 22 to 10, that's the same score as the wild card game in the link when the Eagles smashed the Cheeseheads. And as I've said before in prior videos, the Packers and other teams like the Bills, Cowboys, and basically every other team that doesn't have the manpower nor the fortitude to stop the push were the same teams that voted against it, but not before the Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie reportedly held an hour-long speech before voting. Reportedly, things got a little weird in the meeting. I'm not going to dive too much into that, but in the end, the Packers can save their tears for next year because the push is here to stay in 2025, and the Eagles will push on in Week 10 against the Cheeseheads, and I cannot wait. Green Bay, I'm seriously hoping the Birds run the tush push on the very first play. I mean, every time we get short yardage situations, I need that push. I need that push. I need that push. Now, Lurie may have helped save the tush push, but actually he had a card up his sleeve when he brought in Eagles future Hall of Fame center Jason Kelce to the owners meeting to be the knight in shining armor and save the day with his speech in what was reported to be, give some insight on the play, being as though he was the mastermind in running it on the field, and told the owners that the play isn't as dangerous and isn't a scrum play, and it takes more than what you see through a screen on your TV to run it. And Kelce also went on his podcast after some rumors circulated at the last owners meeting saying that Kelce and the tush push were two main reasons why he retired. Saying that the tush push was the reason why Kelce retired due to injuries and bodily beatdowns, things like that, things that happens over your career, like the tush push, they said was the reason why he retired. He went on his podcast, New Heights, and cleared all of that up. Listen to this.
I think said at the last owners meeting, some of the owners and coaches hinted that the reason I stopped playing was because of the tush push and that I got hurt on the tush push frequently.
What the f***?
I'm just going to answer any questions people have about my partaking in this play. I don't care whether it gets banned or not. I think that at the end of the day, this is why you vote on things. And if they vote to ban the tush push, the Eagles are still going to run quarterback sneak at a very high percentage.
92% exactly.
I'm just going to offer any type of if anybody has any questions about the tush push or whether I retired because of the tush push, I'll tell you this right now. I'll come out of retirement today if you tell me all I got to do is run 80 tush pushes to play in the NFL. I'll do that gladly. It'll be the easiest job in the world, and it'll be like 80-some snaps.
Now to some other late but great news. Nick Sirianni and the Eagles agreed to a new multi-year contract extension in which we seen coming. I personally didn't think this would happen until mid-season, seeing as though that's when most head coaches receive contracts, but no complaining here. And I can remember being one of the people that wanted Sirianni gone by the end of the 2023 season. So, have to say I was wrong about that. I honestly didn't know how to feel about him coming into the 2024 season, but once Philly took control of things in week 5 and how he took control of the coaching staff, hiring the coaching staff during the offseason, all of those things started to happen. I felt like there was something there. Now, no, I wasn't one of the people saying fire him after arguing with the fan base because I actually follow my team and have kind of a good sense of their on-field personality. Not saying that I know them personally, you know what I'm saying? But I do have a good sense of what their on-field personality is, you know what I'm saying? In terms of like just being a fan and watching the team and watching the players and keeping up with the team and keeping up with the players through my screen in terms of. But if you really keep up with the Birds, then you know Nick Sirianni is known for trolling. He has trolling antics on the field, whether it's the home team or the away team. It's what I love the most about him as a head coach, honestly, if you ask me, and what Philly embraces as a blue-collar, rough-nosed city that brings it every week. Sirianni is like the ambassador of Philly. In that way only. He embodies the culture, and it shows on the field. In contrast to his peers, who are some cool guys, yeah, great coaches, call some good plays, but don't show that character as much as Sirianni does, and he lets it show. He lets it be known in the game, during the game. And the whole narrative about him not being involved, he's a CEO, coach. What is he involved in? Oh my God, it's balderdash. If you want a soft, quiet head coach, then have at it. But we all know that Sirianni is involved way more than he gets credit for. Because if he wasn't, why would he be so passionate about the game and the team on game day? So, like I said, if you want a soft head coach, be my guest. But I'm happy for St. Nick's, and I'll be looking for his antics this season. Now, left tackle Jordan Mailata has some great words for Sirianni about his contract, and you should check out this video.
With Nick Sirianni, how would you explain to someone who doesn't really see all behind-the-scenes stuff that he does, what he means to the team?
You know, I always go back, when I think of Nick Sirianni and the growth that he has shown, I mean, I look at my growth first, but I also see coach's growth. And I think about that time, his first press conference, or second press conference, when he talked about the flower. And now I just want to give him his flowers. I mean, he's done a phenomenal job. Phenomenal job building the culture of this locker room. And it's no surprise that he got a multi-year contract? Does anybody know what it was worth?
Not yet.
Just want to know. I was just asking, but
Multi-millions.
But you know, I'm not surprised. All the scrutiny that he's gotten, and to be able to come back every year and preach the message, but also correct his mistakes and show accountability. He's always me first, then you. And when you have a coach who allows even the players, it's not coaching led. He says too, it's not coaching led, it's player led. He gives us our space to be able to create that culture as well, and we feed off that. We bounce off each other, and so he means incredibly a lot to me, but also this team, this franchise.
I also loved his words about the rookies coming in to fill out that spot and how he'll help and inspire them while keeping the competition at a high level in camp. Check this out.
But you know, to come in that room, it's not about. I love our rookies. This is a great rookie class. Like especially in our O-line room, they work hard. And I told Miles, I told Cameron, and I told Drew. I said, I don't care if you come for my job. Like if you're better than me, you're gonna be better than me. But I'm gonna make it damn hard for you to reach that. But I'm gonna bring you along. I'm not gonna kick you down. I said, that's not how it runs here. It's not how we do it. I bring you along because you're gonna make me better. And boy, that boy is pushing me.
Which one?
Both, all three of them. Drew doesn't even play tackle. I watch him run drills. I'm just like, damn, he's good. Damn, he's good.
Now, with most of the offense returning, some of the key questions is what are the Birds going to do about the left tackle position? And with Mekhi Becton gone now, the media asked Jordan Mailata the same thing. So check this out.
Well, how do you see that position?
It's the same thing.
Replacing Mekhi, how's that going?
That's a big loss, replacing Mekhi. So those guys know that. And they know that the opportunity is there, whoever's going to fill in our right guard. I'm not going to give you guys any who's running with the ones or twos, but these guys know that the opportunity, the door is wide open. Now they have to show us every day. They have to be consistent. And right now, it's a tough competition.
What is it like having that stability?
It's a tough competition. I know there's competition. Out of my language. So I'm just going to tell you straight. I'm not telling you guys anything.
Now, although the Birds still will be able to keep the push, we're family, right? So come in, egocentric family. Let's talk. I have a question. My question is, will the Eagles still implement that fullback scheme while also keeping the tush push because it's likely to be banned in 2026? Jeffrey Lurie did say he wants to resurge the fullback position. And after bringing value back to the running back position in 2024, which led to basically other teams giving running backs bigger contracts like Derrick Henry, who got a $25 million contract extension, and he did rush for 1,900 yards, ranking second in rushing behind Saquon Barkley. So after reinventing that running back position, let's hope that the plan to implement the fullback position is still in the works. Now, the Eagles are going to be going through some major offensive changes this season. Maybe not major, but that is to be expected if they go through some changes this offseason, especially with new offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo. I mean, I believe that. The Birds will switch up some things going into the 2025 season. They have to. And with this being Jalen Hurts' sixth offensive coordinator since college, Hurts knows that this year will have to look totally different. And we've heard A.J. Brown speak about this in the past. The comments about the passing, and even after winning the Super Bowl, saying how he's not satisfied just yet. Brown knows, and I also agree that in order for the Eagles to repeat, is going to have to take laser focus, a mixture of run game, and be a little bit more creative in the passing game. I mean, I had no issue with Saquon running us to a Super Bowl, but this year's teams and opponents are going to be way more suited for the run. We know this about the NFL. Once the film is out, the film is out. I don't deny that Barkley will still get his 190 a game, but we're going to have to mix it up a little bit. We're going to be forced in games this year to pass. And this year, we'll have to learn how to balance out the two. The Birds ranked 30th in passing last season. And most of our opponents went into the game, especially after week 6, their game plans was mostly centered around Saquon, and he would still run for 190. So like I said, if he still gets 190, what's the big deal, you say? Well, there lies the schedule. Since the Birds aren't facing massive injuries, the main obstacle this year is the schedule, but we'll get into that a little later. Jalen Hurts at the Eagles press conference the other day spoke about some of the offensive changes that are most likely to come this year. Check this out.
In the past, I gave a number, on that matter, but things evolve and things change as time goes on. And so we're just really bought into that. That's an important thing. I think that's something that I've learned as well, is you have to be able to evolve as time goes on. And so given, Coach Kevin Patullo and his new role now and him being the one in charge of offensive leadership, you get new pieces and new ideas that come from everyone.
And speaking of the offense, A.J. Brown and his youth movement has been extremely inspirational. If you haven't seen a video yet, check this one out. I sat and watched a full hour of his sit down. It's called Peaches and Cream on YouTube. I'll put the link in the description. Brown went to Delaware County's district court and opened up about his trauma in an inspiring sit down where he spoke to the youth and students of Pennsylvania. Brown goes beyond the gridiron and speaks about the importance of knowing yourself and embracing your journey. He answers questions and tells inspirational stories about his come up in Mississippi. Man, this is so inspiring and empowering, and I recommend everyone to check this video out. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description and you can check it out all for yourself. Check this out.
How did it feel like when you came up and you had to leave some people? You couldn't take everybody. You feel me?
Yeah.
But like, I know there's some people to this day that's like, damn, bro, you really left niggas, like, how you from hang
So, you should ask yourself, do they want you to stay in the same spot? Do they want you to stay where they at?
Yeah. Like passing a bell time.
Okay. Yeah.
Every time you try to get out, somebody gonna try to pull you there.
Right. Everybody can't go with you, bro. I had two friends where I grew up with. One of them doing pretty good for himself. The other one, he's not. I was friends with them high school, college. But as I got older, I started to realize, bro, my morals and didn't align with his morals. So I had to distance myself, right? To the point where he was putting his hands on a young lady. I ain't cool with that. So I had to distance myself. And I had to continue going on with my journey, and whatever God had aligned for me, I had to continue. And those people, some of them people, they still reach out. But like, you gotta realize when to let go. Because you hang on too long, they're gonna pull you down.
Eagles linebacker Nakobe Dean was seen without a knee brace in this video where the Birds could be seen enjoying some hoops. And he's also supposed to be attending Devontae Smith's softball game. And I'm beginning to think one of the cures for Dean's knee must totally be in a different profession, after Dean said he noticed a lot of flexibility and mobility since starting ballet. And that's it. That's really what's been helping him get through this injury. I could care less. Let's just hope Dean could be back on the field in no time and finish what he started in the playoffs against the Packers. After being carted off the field, Dean's injury was said to take about a full year to recover from. So that is why the Birds went and got Jahad Campbell in the draft to hopefully fill in that void at the linebacker position. You guys know the routine. Like, comment, subscribe, everything in between. Let's get this channel to 2,000 so you can get a chance to see the Eagles play any team of your choice, home or away. That sounds dope, doesn't it? I know. I got you guys. All you have to do is go subscribe right now. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever, all in between. Be blessed. Go Birds.